Alright, so this last video is showing how to do the Sgraffito technique for your mug. So this process will be the same regardless if you hand built or wheel through your mug. So you can add the underglaze, which will be the first part, on leather hard clay. You want to make sure that your clay hasn't gotten too dry, it's not bisque fired yet, but it's also not super wet. You want it leather hard. And you can add the underglaze in any area. Right now I am kind of drawing out the space where I'm going to be adding underglaze to do my Sgraffito design, which is going to be throughout the body of the mug. You can use different colors of underglaze, but for maximum contrast, I would recommend using the black underglaze. So here I am trying to paint a nice straight line. You can cover your whole mug if you want, or maybe you want to do a different kind of shape. I'm just doing this band through the center or the belly of the mug. So I'm starting just painting on this layer here, but as you know with underglaze, you're going to want to add 3 layers with it drying in between. Using one of these turntables is actually really helpful, especially if you're trying to get a straight edge, because I can hold my brush steady in one spot and then just twist the turntable to try to keep a straighter edge. But if I get outside of my lines is all, if I am trying to get a straight edge, after it dries, I can just use a carving tool to carve or smooth that away, any extra paint outside of that edge. So I wouldn't worry too much about being perfect. Trying to get overall even layers. Good craftsmanship as we go here. You can decide if you want to paint the handle at all to have Sgraffito techniques, or maybe you want to glaze it at a different color after it's bisque fired. I started painting around my handle, but spoiler alert, I ended up painting black over the handle as well. So your choice if you want to do the handle or not. Alright, so here I am using a Sgraffito tool to just start cleaning up that edge so I get a nice straight edge, or straighter than I did before. So again, if you go outside your lines, no worries, you can use a tool to clean that up pretty easily. Also, this is all hand built. We want to strive for good craftsmanship, but a machine didn't make it. Don't worry about making it look somewhat handmade. And as you get your designs, you won't notice that crisp edge quite the same either. Alright, so now that I have my underglaze with several layers, now I can start my Sgraffito design. So here are a few different Sgraffito tools you can get from up front in the room. And if you want to practice your design first, you can take a black piece of paper and white colored pencil and draw out your design, because that white colored pencil is going to look like how your carving is going to look. So I would recommend coming up with some kind of plan. Maybe it changes as you go, but just have a good idea of what you want to do ahead of time. So then to do the Sgraffito technique, you will be taking those different carving tools. Taking your pot, hopefully with clean hands. Here I already made a smudge because I have dirty clay hands. And you can just start carving in your design. As you are creating your design for the Sgraffito, think about having some varying types of lines. Maybe some are straight, some are curved, different thicknesses. So maybe some whole shapes you carve away versus just lines. Thin lines, thick lines. Try different types of tools to see how those will end up looking. But these can be really fun, bold designs. Again, the area for where you are doing this graffito can be up to you. It could be the entire mug. It could be a band, kind of like I'm doing. Maybe you paint a shape that you do the Sgraffito in, or maybe you have several shapes throughout the mug, but you do want it to be a focal point of your mug in the end. But the designs that you're doing, they can just be an abstract pattern. Think like Zen tangles or a mandala design, or it can be more representational, kind of like what I'm doing of a flower design where it's actually looking like something. I would say my flowers are kind of abstract, a little bit looser, sketchy looking, but your choice completely if you want it to be representational or just abstract patterns. Up to you. Hope you have fun with this. Sgraffito is a really cool technique, and you can use it for all types of designs in your future work.